Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Friday, January 6th, 2023. It's 2:21 here in the Arizona desert. The big markets are closed. It was an interesting day. Sorry, the bed's a mess in the back. One of the chihuahuas barked last night and, and I had to wash the sheets. All right, BitcoinDailyView.com. Got more for you there. Always good stuff. Check it out. Today in the market, it's kind of an interesting day for crypto. It's like way too long to reload. Oh, it reloaded quickly. We're seeing a mix of green and red in the market. Definitely had some alts move today when Bitcoin pumped, but in general, kind of short-lived. Still, let's see where Bitcoin is at now as we cruise along. If it's gonna keep some of those gains or give it all back, along with the alts that actually pumped with it. And of course, many alts were absolutely crushed by it too. But let's just focus on the the positive side. Volume today for Bitcoin explicitly was 5.5 billion. That is not bad at all. Good day, good volume for a Friday. Well, good volume recently, I would say. Looking at the big indexes today, Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. Dow up 2.13%, Nasdaq 2.56%, and S&P 500, which correlates to the Bitcoin quite closely. It came in at a 2.28% up. That is not bad at all. I kind of like seeing that. Looking at the S&P 500 here as it closed, really nice day, green day in the market all around. Tesla was good. Nice to see that. Energy was not quite as green as it has been part of the week, but in general, also diagnostics and research, whatever that is, wasn't a totally positive day. So anyway, in general, good day in the market. All right. Dollar strength index was in the red today, kind of dumped, which gave the market an opportunity to do things. Oil, red day. But not a dumpy day, just red. And S&P 500, nice beautiful green day, challenged the 50 moving average on the daily chart. I like that. Got back above the 20 WMA, looking pretty darn good. Might even, well, who knows? It's coming in at let's see. Right now it is 3895, not bad at all. Pretty darn good day. Are we going to challenge 4,000? Let's see what happens. Next week, it's kind of the real get back to work week, some people say, especially in the markets. So let's see what happens. Is it going to be a great week or a bad week? Whatever. But S&P 500 definitely took off today. Of course, nothing will happen over the weekend. Let's see how it opens on Fridays. Future on Monday. Futures will probably tell us a good deal about that, and I will check that out and let you guys know, at least on Sunday, what the futures are looking like for Monday morning. Bitcoin, here on the daily chart, I'm going to stop looking at the Tech 100. This might tell us too much. But anyway, on the daily chart, not a whole lot happening. Did get back above the 50 moving average today. I like seeing that daily chart. Not too exciting looking, but still a green day for Bitcoin. That's nice. Looking at gold, definitely a green day. Rocket ship to Pluto. Silver, green day, which probably correlates to the DXY taking a dump today. That allowed the S&P 500 and the other indexes to run, gold to run, silver to run. Unfortunately, Bitcoin, it ran. I shouldn't say unfortunately, it ran. It wasn't massive, but it did run. I like seeing that. Looking at this 15-minute chart here for Bitcoin, I see a lot of big transactions, 1 million plus, 2 million, pretty common today. So it's nice to see that nice volume. Definitely some big money. Got some liquidations, definitely with the pump that we had today. A lot of shorts got wrecked. So more shorts got wrecked today than longs. All right. Looking at the top exchanges, top 20, 30, 40, 50, pretty much all the top 60 exchanges, top 50 exchanges, except for just a couple like Gemini. I think Gemini is in the green, in the red, because it's got some bad news. I think that's based on news, but in general, all the exchanges except for BKEX, Gemini, Upbit, very few are not in the green. Bitvavo, whatever that is. Anyway, the big exchanges that we care about: Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, Binance US, Bitfinex, Bybit, all in the green. Gemini in the red, based on news. I think Gate.io even is in the green today. Cute little exchange, tries really hard. All right, anyway, Binance, even though it's 36% up in the green as far as volume last 24 hours, the volume was only 9 billion, which is pretty much absolutely potty, but more than it was. All right, looking at derivatives, this is a big deal. Okay, so this is going to be the big deal of the week. I think it's Friday. 25 billion in derivatives, longs versus longs and shorts with leverage. 36% up, coming in at 25 billion. I like seeing that. It's been hard to get even 20 billion recently. 50 billion is a really good day. 25 billion though, that's really nice. Getting over 20 is awesome. So definitely, that's really, really nice. It's nice to see some actual derivative volume, but the spot volume was up, but not nearly as massive. Anyway, still, I dig seeing that. Somebody's trying to long and short something. That's for sure. We haven't seen that kind of volume in a while. Looking at the Bitcoin right now, coming in at 16,915. I'll take it. In general, it's been kind of a flat day, but some things have made some money today. SNX, Synthetics Networks. Who else? LDO, Lido DAO, whatever it is, definitely is moving today. I'll take a look at that. In general, pretty flaccid day. Cardano up 1.8%. Definitely the Cardano maximalists, whoever they are and wherever they are probably having a really good day. Seeing that, it's been doing pretty well this week. Looking at blockchain whispers, looking at Binance for longs versus shorts. Longs 59%, shorts 40%. So a long bias, but not by much. For Ethereum on Binance, 44% long, 55% short. Definitely someone is expecting, or I should say most people are expecting Ethereum to retrace like crazy. This is a trade genius chart. This is their little template. It's some cool stuff. I'll talk about that later on next week. We'll start looking at some of their nifty charting patterns also. If you're into crypto and traditional markets, but I would say more so traditional markets, trade genius might be something you want to look at. But really, if you're a hardcore crypto only trader, blockchain education might be more your flavor. Personally, I say join both. Anyway, Bitcoin, BTC versus USDT, looking great. Now, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at that. I might even look here at the like 4-hour chart here from Trade Genius, and you might see it pumped. It got up here into the basically the sell zone. It got a flag, boom, an alert, it said sell, and of course, boom, it got it pretty darn good. Anyway, I'll get into their indicators later, but not right now. Anyway, so 45-minute chart, even though like people can hate on it if they want, I just gotta say, to me right now, this is a positive chart. I mean, on the 45-minute, which is, to me, I know it's granular, but you can pull a lot of time in with a short time frame. If you have a nice big monitor and a good GPU, you can see a huge chart with a small candle time. 45 minutes is extremely nifty. So anyway, we came down here. We lost our upwards channel, got a nice bounce right above the 314 moving average. We broke below the 200 for a short bit, of course below the channel, but then bam, came back up, hit the top, boom, just perfectly. I already had this drawn. All right, I didn't do it after the fact, but bam, hit it perfectly at the top of that channel, almost. Came back, came with a heartbeat. We're continuing up. We look at the indicators here, the squeeze indicator, directional index, binary candles, and also looking at the volume right here. All these indicators show a turn up now. So we got this dump out of our system, and boom, now we're moving back up here in the 45-minute chart. It's really nice. I'll just look at Trade Genius's 4-hour chart here. Their indicators show it perfectly, really, if you want to look at it. I mean, all is as predicted. This is kind of a Keltner band. I mean, it isn't. It's their proprietary to them, but if you're familiar with such things, basically, bam, it's absolutely predictable what it did and where it bounced. So there you go. I mean, this is, to me, a good day. We're still within reason. It's a 45-minute chart. I like what I'm seeing. Bitcoin, to me, is looking pretty darn good. This is a good chart. I would, just going to say, I don't see any reason why we would not kind of have a continuation of what we've got going on, because 45 minutes above the 200 moving average. Moving average is trending up. It broke above the 314. That's really nice. Indicators looking good. We're firing up. I don't see why we would not continue up this channel. If I was going to buy Bitcoin this very moment, I'd probably just just do it. Since we have an upwards trend, and I'd put a stop right below the bottom of this channel here, or below the 200 moving average, and that would be that. If I was looking for a buy, that's what I would do. Not financial advice, just saying. I feel pretty confident. It looks pretty good to me. Let's look at a 4-hour chart, because this is a big deal. This is the big deal. Seriously, once again, big deal of the week. Check this out. Bam, broke above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Then we had a massive Darth Maul doji, which is just probably wrecked every long and short out there. But the squeeze indicator, binary, squeeze indicator, directional index, ADX, binary candles. How about the volume? Yeah, everything matches. Everything absolutely makes sense. If we can hold support above this 200 moving average in the 4-hour chart, that's going to be rocking. So if we do, bam, important stuff. I like what I'm seeing there. Let's see if we can do it. If we hold support there throughout the weekend, continue moving up from there, it's going to be absolutely groovy, okay? Absolutely groovy. I'm liking it. And let me do one thing. You know, I did. You guys can't see what I'm doing probably, but I did forget to. I forgot to link to this somewhere. Okay, I'm back. So there you go. 4-hour chart, Bitcoin breaking above the 200 moving average, massive Darth Maul doji. It's holding on. If it does, if it finds support there, continues moving up from there, continues with this upwards channel, that's going to be a seriously, beautifully positive thing. At least I think so. Important deal right here. Let's just clear up all this mess. On the daily chart, check it out. Bitcoin, very nice positive MACD cross now. This is wonderful, especially if it gets above this heart line, as I call it, the mid-range. Histogram's going in the right way. We have a nice, beautiful, positive daily MACD for Bitcoin. I like it. I'll take it. That's absolutely wonderful. Let me clean this up a little bit so we can actually see it. Get rid of this silly indicator, which is actually very cool, but it makes the screen kind of busy. Looking at that, if we zero in a little bit, one of the things I like about the daily chart today is right now I put this upwards channel on the daily, and I know this is not very many days, but this is really representing a shorter time frame that I was looking at. But as you can see, we just have gotten above. Yesterday we did close above, I believe, and today we'll close into the regular trading hours, but we are in the green. So we're in the green. We're also above the 50 moving average. So 20 WMA, that isn't one that people are so familiar with, but the 50 moving average, most people are on the daily. We have broken above the 50 moving average. This is the second day we've actually, third day we've broken above it. But basically, yesterday was open and close above it, and today was open and close above it. That is absolutely wonderful. So good day. Good day. So I'm going to go with it. We're about the 50 moving average. And then if you look here on the 4-hour chart, we've broken above the 200 moving average. If it's crazy Darth Maul doji, very, very interesting. Bitcoin gets back to a nice place of strength, and Darth Maul's to wipe the longs and the shorts, and maybe create liquidity. So let's just see what happens. We're either going to, we broke above. So it's not as likely to get rejected. If we stay, then boom, this is just channel will continue on the 4-hour. It's going to look beautiful. 4-hour chart especially, these are very strong. This is very strong. Whenever you have 3 or more candles in a row where the bodies line up positively, upwards momentum, they turn purple. That's something called Candles by Sam. You can find it over on TradingView. It's free. It's fun. I like it. Whenever you start adding these up, that's when you start to get like that is really positive momentum. And look what happened. As I was saying it, we just turned green. So maybe this one's going to close in the green. Well, the body is in our right spot. So let's just see if this body can close in the green. That'd be really wild. They really tend to denote a lot of velocity. That may not be, however everyone might want to see that. I mean, feel free to, say that doesn't make sense, but I don't care. It does for me. As you start adding these things up, when you get consecutive, so you could say this is like here's your low, here's your start right here, higher low, higher low, higher low, most likely. Or I'll just call it higher low. So higher, low, higher low, higher low, higher low. When those higher lows actually blast off with those purple candles with that velocity, which there you go. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can get those 3 candles in a row. That to me is really powerful velocity. Here on the 4-hour, it's a strong indicator for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Daily MACD is above the daily MACD is positive. 45-minute chart, which I know. Actually, I'll look at an hourly real quick because most people in the world look at hourlies. Hourly, it's nice. It looks good. Oh, sorry about that. I like it. Oh, crud. Dunk. Hourly looks strong. 45 minutes looks strong. Hourly had that beautiful balance with the wick off the 200. in the hourly, the 200 below the 314, and boom, moved up back to the heartline of the channel. Madrid ribbons are all green, as you can see by the little green diamond there. It's wonderful. And of course, the 45-minute chart, which is, very immediate price action, is looking beautiful and strong too, especially. Bam. So good day for Bitcoin. Can it hold it over the weekend is a real question. Don't know. We'll see. SHIB. I know. People can give it a hard time if they want, but SHIB versus USDT. A lot of SHIB bag holders out there, so I'll just mention it briefly. It has been giving a lot back recently, but, it's short time frame. I know, 45 minutes, but it has basically been flirting with the 200 moving average, got over it. It pumped, it dumped, but also it did pump. It bounced off the 314 moving average, and then now it's kind of found support on the 618 golden pocket there. Got rejected by the .5. It's a very, very short time frame for a fib level, but I'm just saying I'm watching this thing because don't write it off yet. Indicators are beginning to turn up. It could continue. Not exactly something that I'm really confident in, but I am just watching it because if I was to pull a longer time frame here, you'd see it's given a lot back. It's kind of at bottom. It's one of those things where I think we're at a point where maybe, like many, many alts, they've been at the bottom, of their. They've kind of given it all back from when they started, and they're just kind of hanging out. And maybe they'll go lower. Maybe they'll go to zero. Maybe they'll go even lower. It's totally possible. If Bitcoin really dumped hard, maybe it could. But I'm just saying I am watching a good deal of alts like SHIB where it's like if you kick a can down the road, eventually it's going to bounce. The only way it can bounce is up. And I'm kind of thinking that might be the case for a lot of alts. It's just worth watching. If I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to trade without a good setup and a tight stop loss. So whatever. AGI versus BTC. This is against BTC. That's what I'm saying. There's always trades out there. They're hard to find, and sometimes too often you find them after the fact. But this guy here, boom, beautiful purple candles, took off AGI versus Bitcoin. Bam, it just exploded today. The trick is I kind of go and look at these and go, okay, where did this start? Right about here. I look at it, do a fib cycle. It's kind of like trying to find some support there in the .5. Let's see what happens. Indicators look good. It's still giving it back. It's not quite getting any upwards velocity yet, but let's see what happens. Oftentimes these do bounce at logical fib levels, or they just give it all back, or just go sideways forever. But definitely an explosion of volume came in. I like what I'm seeing. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. This guy could start running again. So today, not really. At this point, not really a buy for me. Just checking out a couple coins before we get out of here. I do want to start trying to get on here earlier so that I can actually give you coins, because really things have to run early in the morning. That's what I really need to get on and talk about stuff. Doge, yeah, I know it may dump even more, but if you do look, it's got like a lower low. It has like a lower high, kind of a high, kind of equal high, a higher low. It's kind of, if I would say like, low, like higher lows, but then someone kind of blew it. It's not exactly the most powerful ever looking chart. I really can't quite, no, I can't quite really. That does not, well, that kind of fits. A little bit of creative license there, but anyway, I would say it's on an uptrend recently. Broke above the 200 moving average, tested it 1, 2, now it's back up, tested it twice. It's ranging. Indicators look like maybe it's cooling off here as far as this recent dump. So let's see what happens. A lot of alts right now, I think that you're seeing this pattern a lot. And so it's either going to continue up or it's going to dump down. And okay, maybe it dumps down. Fine. If you get in the green, got a trailing take profit, and you make 30% before it dumps, and then it sells you at 25% profit, you didn't do anything wrong. So I'm watching some alts because definitely we're seeing some sparkiness. Whether it will exist on Monday or not, who knows? Definitely AGI BTC is definitely one to AGIX BTC is definitely one to watch. Very, very nice. Then who else? FET, and these actually AGI, BTC, FET, and Gala. Those were mentioned over at Blockchain Education today. We were watching those over in the chat, and I'll look at this. FET versus BTC, friggin' rocket ship to Pluto, looking great. Break above the 200 moving average, strong run right around 2nd of January. Been going up and up and up. Definitely a nice pattern. Kind of higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. This thing is just doing great. I like it. Indicators very, very strong. Is it going to continue? I think we're getting to that point where we're going to see a bounce. I'm going to see a bit of a retrace here. Let's look at an hourly. Yeah, looking like probably going to see a retrace there. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. The 4-hour is awesome. Right now, cryptos, especially that are above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour and, of course, the 45 and the hourly are really strong stuff. So let's watch this thing on the 4-hour chart. Very well could see a retrace probably starting here. Some powerful volume you can see came in, pushed this thing up today. It's wonderful. So FET BTC is absolutely beautiful. I like what I'm seeing. I'm going to hold off and see what the weekend brings. I'm not going to trade anything tonight. I'm just going to let it be. See how things look on Saturday. See how they look on Sunday. See how things set up for Monday. But definitely, it's all about getting into these coins. Well, this is why I speak about the 200 moving average so much, because here you go on the 4-hour chart. It's beautiful. You had this beautiful, break above here. Came back and retested, and then it's just been cruising along. So, I mean, if you just stayed in this until it eventually one day revisits the 4-hour moving average and you sold, you'd be in profit. But, especially if you want to play it tighter like a 45, that's why I kind of like my little 45 minutes charts, because, when I play these breaks here, bam, and it looks good indicators here. It just cruises and it's pretty tight. So I like what I'm seeing there. So anyway, FET BTC looking absolutely good. So really, AGIX FET looking great. Let's look at Gala BTC. Absolutely phenomenal, beautiful. This is one to watch. I like what I'm seeing here. Right now, probably maxed out, but massive volume came into this thing today. If I do a fib like down here to up here, I can just kind of watch it and see if it and see if it comes down to like a logical bounce spot. If it does, it's a lot of push. Probably going to see some kind of a retrace. So really, especially for depending on how the market does over the weekend, AGIX, FET, and Gala, all definitely amazing plays. SHIB is not necessarily that healthy. It could definitely just dump, but it has given so much back. Maybe it's found bottom and it's creeping up. Let's just see. This isn't quite a setup that I would trade yet, but I'm definitely watching this one. And what else? What else was good? LDO. LDO looking great. LDO. So we have a lot of alts just looking good. Because they ran today, they're probably going to cool off for a bit. But like LDO, rocket ship to Pluto. This thing is insane. I love it. 200 moving average break and then 45-minute chart. Blast it up. It's definitely given a lot back as just recently, but today, bam, blowing up, going crazy. Indicators looking just great. Massive volume coming in. I don't like to kind of try to chase them like this. I need to see this cool off a bit, before I got it. I mean, the place obviously to get in would be like here. So you kind of just got to watch for this. We're probably going to do a nice down cycle and then come back up, and then when we break above here on the squeeze indicator, boom, that'll kind of be your buy spot, especially with a green directional index and ADX above 20 or 25 binary candles in the blue. And of course, if you see a blast of volume like this, you definitely want to get in. Look at the 4-hour chart. Looks powerful. It's good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. So LDO, I have no idea what this coin even is, but it's doing quite well. It's pushing again here on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, nice, beautiful volume. You can see it here on the 4-hour chart. Definitely push this thing up. I'm just going to let it be on the 4-hour chart, though. I love what I'm seeing, though. It starts right here. It starts, right about, it starts right about here. You can kind of call these like higher highs. These are beautiful. And the thing is just higher lows and higher highs. Higher low, like here's your high, higher high, higher high. This thing is just moving. I mean, if you want to be a little bit crazy, you can almost even though it's very, very steep, you could almost call that like a channel. Bam, look at that. Woo, that is insane. Let's just watch this thing to come back to some kind of a logical spot. What if we were to like do a fib from here? Let's kind of take a look at it, see maybe it's going to come down to the 236. That'd be a logical spot, or the 382 or the 5 fib level. Let's just watch it. Definitely the 618 golden pocket has played a role in this thing's pump. You can see it right there. So let's watch it, see how far it comes down. if it does, and maybe a nice bounce would be good. All these right now are overextended for me. Just point to Doge because many people they love Doge. I would just say it's given a lot back. This thing's been dumping for a while. Maybe it's going to be done. Maybe like I said, maybe it'll dump again. But looking at the indicators here, the squeeze indicator, directional index, I'm waiting for this ADX to trend back up here in the 45-minute chart. But in general, I think there's a case to be made for if these indicators continue to look good. This guy might ride back up. This guy might ride back up to the top of. Why is that not working? Sorry. Give me a brush. This guy very well might ride back up to the top of this channel and then come down, and we'll see what happens. But if you were to get in, this is why I said there's always money to be made. And if you're shorter, that's totally fine. You can short. I only tend to short Bitcoin if I'm going to be doing, just because it's more predictable sort of to me. But alts too can be wonderful to short. Let's just say you got in. I wouldn't get in quite yet, but let's say you got in a little higher, and you rode it to the top of that channel. That's 4.5%. I mean, you could put a trailing take profit at 4% for even 3% or 2%, and just see if it and you could make a little bit of cash there. I know, very very tight play, but that's kind of what you do. We could also look at this and say Doge versus BTC. You can play that on Binance and Coinbase and such like that. If you look here, it's struggling on the 314, not quite above the 200 moving average. But look at these indicators. If this guy actually got a break above the 200 moving average, came down, and it's pushing. These little blue diamonds show 200 moving average cross aboves. So if we got a green Madrid ribbons, if we saw the little green square there, all the Madrid ribbons, EMAs turn green, goes up above the 200 moving average. Come on, work for me. Goes below the 200 moving average, comes down, finds support, continues moving up. I mean, if you caught a burst like this again, if it did that again, say you got in a little bit late and you got in about here, that's 3%. Could be an easy 3% swing, Anyway, guys, just saying, there's always money to be made. You just gotta, it's just tough. I mean, I'm not quite an advocate of playing the 15-minute, charts. That gets really kind of hectic unless you're really, really on it, But yeah. You could even get down here at the 15-minute chart if you were super nuts, and you could actually look for a 200 moving average, break above, find support, start moving up, strong indicators, bam, you could do it. Anyway, guys, that's pretty white knuckle crazy ass trading, but still, there's always money to be made. Things are doing great. I'll do more on Trade Genius next week, but over the weekend, Bitcoin versus USDT. It's a good chart. It's a strong chart. It's letting a lot of alts really take off. I mean, for me personally, this is a 45-minute chart. I know, but looking at the 45-minute chart, it's pretty darn strong. Convert that over to a 4-hour chart. We've got a break above the 200 moving average. Right now, it's all about, will we hold this upwards channel? Will we hold this 200 moving average above? If we do close this candle above, and we start closing candles above the 200 moving average and trending up, strong indicators with a daily MACD in the positive, yeah, it could turn around and dump at any moment, but that's a positive thing. And I love stacking BTC sats. I think it's one of the greatest things in life. So, I mean, I'm kind of DCAing in right now a little bit, and all of those I put a tight stop on. So if it does actually turn around, I go back to USDT or USDC, depending on where I bought it. So, I'm all about making some sats. One way or the other, I'm going to come out ahead. Right now, I'm waiting for confirmation here about the 4-hour 200 moving average. And if I get it, and this weekend goes well, it might be a great weekend to just DCA in. That's what I'm going to be doing with tight stops in profit. Bam. I think it could be done. Anyway. Regarding the vote for speaker, now for some news real fast. This is funny. Regarding the vote for speaker, see how hard it is to rig an election when there's no drop boxes and you verify the identity of everyone who's voting? That's kind of true. If this election had taken place in Arizona, he'd already be in. This should scare anybody, just in case somebody says, hey, you're picking on the, I don't know, you're picking on some particular party or something like that. No, I hate everybody. Look at this. John Bolton announces he will run for White House in 2024 against former boss Donald Trump as he blasts the ex-president's terminal decline. If you care about life on this planet, from strawberries to crickets to your kids to those in the womb of time not born yet, as Teddy Roosevelt said, you don't want this warmongering asshole in office. That is horrifying. And since the deep state decides elections these days, personally, I've lived a good life. I'm happy. Every day I win because I experience life and it's beautiful. So if I die tomorrow or today, I won because I have a good time. I'm telling you, if you care about the future, and I kind of do, I'd rather have more of it than less. This is terrifying because this is the deep state of the deep state, frigging deep state. Okay. You don't want this monster in office. That's horrifying. You know, I'd rather just have straight up Satan. At least it would be like the final battle. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, thanks for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Thank you for being here. For every Bitcoin Satoshi for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you make a piece of shit globalist cry like this one. So stack sats and chill, because maybe it might be the best way to fight monsters like this from destroying the future. Take care. I'll see you hopefully over the weekend.